Good morning. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our Mercedes-Benz Tech Center here in Sunnyvale, California. And also a warm welcome to all of you that are joining us virtually from around the world. Today, we are going to talk about the Mercedes-Benz operating system, MB.OS, and lift the veil and look behind what is behind these four letters, MB.OS. But it really starts with our strategy. We have set as the mission in our strategy, we will build the world's most desirable cars. If you think about the Mercedes brand promise for a second, what is Mercedes all about? It's always been this perfect blend, symbiosis between innovation and technology on the one hand, but also modern luxury on the other hand. We want to use MB.OS to fulfill this brand promise, take it to the next level as far as digital experience is concerned in our products, but also in our whole company. So when I say we will build, how does that fit into MB.OS? Well, we're a car company. We make things, both in the physical world, but also increasingly in the digital world. So if you're a builder and you start on this endeavor to develop an operating system from the ground up, you got to choose your role. And the role that we have chosen for ourselves is that we are the architects. We are the architects. What does that mean, to be the architect of MB.OS? Well, it means we specify, we design, of course, we develop what this whole operating system is going to be all about. But we also procure and partner. If you're an architect, partial builder, you don't have to lay every tile yourself. You select the best partners around the world and you work with the best to build this software house, this operating house. We integrate it into the vehicle, the sophisticated high-tech cars that we build, and of course, we keep it fresh with constant upgrades. Let's talk for a few minutes about what are the principles that we set out for ourselves when we made the first architect's drawing of MB.OS. Let's start with the first principle. Yes, it is purpose-built. Yes, it is Mercedes that controls the digital marketplace in the car. It is we that have the one-to-one relationship with the customer. But as I said, we work with the best. I see we have some of our old friends here in the audience today with Jensen and Sarah from NVIDIA and Austin, and everybody is here. We're going to have some new guests as well. But we're also going to announce a new partnership that is new to the team on MB.OS, and that is Google. And Marcus Schaefer, who runs our R&D department, he's going to talk more about that together with Thomas Kurian later in the presentation. So, first principle, purpose-built, but open to partners. It's really important. Second principle, and I talked about the one-to-one relationship with the customer. It all centers around a unique customer ID. So the product is directly in contact with the person. It gets personalized services. The car knows you. You know who you are. I mean, already today, if you take the Mercedes Me app, I can open up here and I see my car. I'm driving an EQS 580. The car knows who I am. My profile is stored in the cloud. When I step into my car, it recognizes me. It puts the seat in the right position. It chooses the radio station that I like to listen to. It puts the heating into the right spot, all of those different things. So this digital universe really centers around the customer. And to be able to serve the customer, you have to have a relationship with the customer through a unique Mercedes ID. Not just for the car, also for the enterprise. We will hear Britta on the marketing and sales side talk about what this means in the wider context of the Mercedes-Benz universe. Third principle, privacy by design from the very beginning. We take data privacy, data security very seriously. That is why we are transparent vis-à-vis our customers with regard to this. In the Mercedes-Benz Privacy Center, you can choose your settings and decide what you want to share. And we have, as I would say, a basic philosophy, always work in the interest of the customer. So when you receive data, what are you going to do with that data? You use that data to improve the experience for the customer, to improve the lives of the customers. So privacy by design is very, very important. And I think it goes without saying that in terms of cybersecurity, encryption, and so on, we use the highest standards that are available, state-of-the-art in the market today. Fourth and last principle. If you buy a Mercedes, sometimes it could be like, I don't know, buying a very good French wine. It ages with grace and it gets better over the years. But imagine now in the software space that you know the master winemaker. And for every year's new harvest, he comes with a couple of new bottles and puts it into your cellar. That is what OTA, over-the-air upgradability, is all about. The product doesn't get old. It actually gets better over time. And we will talk extensively about this, especially when we talk about automated driving later on, how you can decouple hardware from software and make sure that the product is alive over the whole lifespan of the car. So if I then put that together and say, let's try to sum up, what is this architect's drawing? What is this building? It is what we call a service-oriented chip-to-cloud architecture. Sounds complicated, but I have two very qualified people, Markus Schäfer and Magnus Osberg, who is here today, our Chief Strategy Officer. They will go into all the nuts and bolts of what that means and how we have done this from a technical point of view. For the customers, the domains, and these are the application domains, that's usually what you see when you use the product. You have infotainment, the obvious thing is what most people think about when they think about the digital car, but it's only one of 4 domains. Of course, automated driving, maybe the most exciting domain where there's so much going on and we want to take it to the next level. Body and comfort, it is a physical product. We are physical beings. How do you create a well-being for the humans in the car? And then the obvious thing for a car, driving, charging, the battery management software, everything that's going on there. And it is a proprietary operating system, but it's open. It's open to partner with the best. Now, have we done MB.OS? Are we doing technology here for the sake of technology? No, we're not. It's all about the customer and to deliver a superior product experience for the customer. And if we do that successfully, we build economic value for the company and ultimately our shareholders. So if you take that approach, you put the customer at the center of all things, you're also going to have economical benefits from it. Let me just give you a few glimpses of what I'm talking about, and then the other guys are going to go into more details later. Well, at Mercedes, if we now peek into this building here, what's inside the house? For Mercedes and for a car company, of course, the hardware is crucially important, desirable hardware. Think about the interior of your car as maybe as your living room. You have now just gone out and bought the most expensive TV set that is in the market, but that TV set is not just sitting there alone in a naked living room. You put the right designer furniture to go with it. When we launched now a couple of years ago, a year and a half ago, what we call the Hyperscreen in the EQS and in the EQE and EQS family, many customers told us, that's insane. What are you doing here? It just blew them away, and it opens up, so much more that you can do in the front. And we thought to ourselves, there's a hint there. Why don't we create a full dashboard screen, pillar to pillar, in the future for every single Mercedes, so that every single Mercedes can have the option of going pillar to pillar. Said and almost done. So starting with the first generation car that has MB.OS, and already in the sneak that we're going to see later, you will get access to Hyperscreens. I see some people nodding here that provide content to that, and they're smiling. And I think that's the point. You can buy the most expensive TV set, but if there's nothing going on the TV, if you're just looking at a black screen, it kind of defeats the purpose of the whole exercise. So yes, we will put a world of entertainment into this, and it will be also specific for the different regions. I mean, if you live in China, maybe you're looking at a different soap opera than if you live in my home country, Sweden, or in the United States. So you got to go around the world and provide the infotainment content that people want, and we're making some good progress on that. But because we're a car, we also need to talk about driving. How do you marry automated driving with navigation? Can you even get into fusion here and make something that is even safer, even more intuitive, even better, even smarter? We think you can. So I think this canvas, it can be so many things. It is a window into a world of opportunity and experience for our customers. And yes, for the people in the room, one of the one more thing moments of today, we're going to give you a sneak preview of the new E-Class. So you can look at the interior of the new E-Class and the big screen and everything what's going on here. That in itself is big news, but even bigger news that some people might not know is that actually this is the precursor of MB.OS in the infotainment domain. Our team, our R&D team, has programmed the complete software for this infotainment domain for the first time in our company's history to take on that big of a software task and do it comprehensively. So, yes, Magnus, Marcus, the pressure is on you guys now to kind of do the finishing touches here. We're going to launch the E-Class later this year, and Marcus is going to give us some glimpses of what's behind that. What are we going to offer? As I said, maybe even more exciting, the autonomous drive domain. We have been working on assisted driving and assistant driving system for more than 20 years, almost 25 years. We've always been looking at this, how can we make driving safer? How can we make it more convenient? How can we put all these little angels in the background that if you get into a situation, the car helps you negotiate the situation? And in a conversation that I had with you, Jensen, a few years ago, we sat and talked about the philosophy of where are we going to take this next? And here comes a big change to the technological strategy and the business model that we have had previously. From MB.OS 1.0 forward, we're literally going to put supercomputer-like performance in every single Mercedes. And for those of you who don't know the Modular Architecture, it's an internal code that we use. It's actually the next generation entry luxury vehicles in the Mercedes portfolio. So it's like where you get into the Mercedes brand and then you graduate up and eventually maybe you end up with an S-Class or something like that. So every single Mercedes from that point forward will have a supercomputer in it, number one. Number two, every single Mercedes will have a very comprehensive set of sensors, the eyes and ears of the car, to figure out what's going on to be able to deliver assisted driving and automated driving. And that sensor set, the base sensor set in future cars, even in the entry vehicle, will be significantly more comprehensive than the most expensive sensor set that you can buy in the S-Class today, bar maybe the level 3 vehicle, which is in a little bit of a special category. And the third thing of the business model is when you have separated hardware from software, over-the-air upgradability. The product never gets old. So we can just keep on developing, and make sure that the customer gets a better product. And this is something that we're doing with NVIDIA. Let's just have a quick look at this video here. I would like to invite our business partner, good friend, Jensen Huang, founder and CEO of NVIDIA, to the stage. Jensen, good to see you.
Great.
How was your trip over here this morning?
Well, first of all, I came in an EQS, my own EQS. I have two EQSs. The first two in the United States, I understand. One for my dad, and one for myself. And if I could just tell one short story real quickly. When NVIDIA went public, the thing I wanted to get for my parents more than anything was a Mercedes. And I bought them a Mercedes S500 when NVIDIA's stock price was $13. And my mom to this day tells me it is the single most expensive car any human has ever purchased. And so,
so you should have held on to the stock.
I should have given you stock. You should have received stock instead of money. And anyways, it's a $200 million Mercedes. My father still has it.
Well, there you go. Maybe even more expensive than the French wine. Jensen, when we sat down and talked about this and we decided, let's go into a strategic partnership, what was your vision for us working together in this space and taking automated driving to the next level? How do you see this playing out?
Well, first of all, what you're doing with Mercedes is really incredible. This is a luxury company now being infused with software through and through. And the thing that is really amazing about the decision that you made to put AI supercomputers in every single car and to enrich it with a cocoon of safety sensors around it so that every single car becomes part of the Mercedes fleet for the rest of time. You're building up a giant fleet of upgradable cars that, as you said, never gets old. This endeavor is really quite amazing. The first thing is we start from building the most ambitious, safe computer the world's ever known. From the ground up, from the chip to the system, to the operating system, MB.OS, to all of the applications on top, even the artificial intelligence AI models are designed to be functional safe. Safety principles from the bottom all the way to the top. Second, I just mentioned the cocoon of sensors. Third, this entire car is completely programmable, and we're building the car computer and the cloud computer together, chip to cloud. So for the rest of the time, this fleet will be upgradable.
That is very exciting.
Yeah.
When I visited you on Monday, you let me peek into some of the stuff that you guys are working on beyond this relationship here with Autonomous Drive. And we have a couple of pilots going now for Omniverse, building the virtual factory before we even build the factory. Tell us a little bit about Omniverse. What's that all about, and how can this help us and others leverage their business?
Well, you're reinventing Mercedes, the automotive industry, from the beginning to the delivery of the car to the support and the updates of the car from end to end. From styling to design to engineering, manufacturing, the digital smart factories, the robots in the factories that build the cars that are robotic, that will be updated with software. Your entire company is going to be software defined from end to end and artificial intelligence powered from end to end. And this is one of the things that's really, really quite amazing about the digitalization strategy that Ola and the management team of Mercedes has for Mercedes. Is going to reinvent the company to become a luxury-focused, technology-driven, software-driven company. And I think it's just really a great pleasure to be part of it. And for us, the way we participate is creating a system called Omniverse that understands physical things that, of course, Mercedes builds, and the software world and the artificial intelligence world that we are in. Omniverse allows us to bridge that, to fuse those two worlds from end to end, from beginning to the end.
Sounds great. Again, Jensen, good to see you. Thanks
for coming.
Oh,
congratulations.
Looking forward to seeing you again soon.
All right.
Have a great day.
Thank you, guys.
Give it up for Jensen.
All right.
On that note, I was talking about MB.OS being all about delivering a superior customer experience. But as this one example here with the Omniverse illustrates, it actually is more than that. It is a platform that connects all parts of our business. So if we go from the architect's drawing of this one house and look a little bit at what the neighborhood is looking like, in a simplified way, you could say that this is your neighborhood. You have MB.OS at the center of things. As we said, it's a chip-to-cloud architecture. So our so-called Mercedes Intelligent Cloud is what holds the profiles of the customer, and so much information and intelligence sits there and is available around the clock, and then when we have upgrade features over the air. And of course, it is the device. You can control your car via the device, or you can hook up your car to your smart home and do all sorts of different things with different devices. But it also has connection into the enterprise. So if we talk about product creation, operations, and commerce, the whole point of using Omniverse to create a digital twin for manufacturing is before you pour the first concrete of slab, you have actually built the whole factory digitally and you have tested every process. When you look at it on a screen, if you would take a photo of the factory and you look at the digital representation of it and you take away the label which is which, you really have trouble to distinguish which is which. That idea is something that we have been working on, Marcus, in engineering for many, many, many years, moving the boundary of what simulation can do and go into hardware later. Then we can be faster in development cycles, and we can also reduce cost in the product creation process. And Britta will touch upon commerce, omni-channel, how does this link? I mean, it is obvious, right, that if you have this unique Mercedes ID, you don't just use it for the car and for the app. You use it in your CRM systems and in every touch point in the Mercedes universe, if you can. But enough from me now. I know you're excited about seeing the details of the technology. Marcus, Magnus, the stage is yours.
A Mercedes-Benz running on MB.OS is a completely new approach. It opens up entirely new dimensions through software and AI. It's your digital you, a mirror of yourself and what you want to be. It's not a means of transfer. It's not an assistant or a companion. It's you. It will be a place of entertainment and gaming, somewhere to be productive, a private spa, all made possible through the gift of time, courtesy of automated driving. Your Mercedes-Benz will even be part of a server farm and the energy grid. Through MB.OS, we aim to deepen and intensify the relationship our customers already have with their Mercedes. We will make it part of their life, fully connected with friends and family, as well as home, work, and devices.
So thank you, Ola, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So our house is built to last, which means it must be fit for purpose, not just for now, but also for the future. And that is the vision that we had when we set up out to develop MB.OS. We knew that to achieve something like this scale and depth, the only way is to be in control of all levels, to take a completely new approach, and as Ola said, to be architects of our own house. Magnus and I are going to talk about the details, what it means to set up MB.OS. We will explain exactly what MB.OS is and show you how it will help us to take our customer experience into a new dimension. So let's start with the what. Technically, MB.OS is a chip-to-cloud architecture. That's because we see software and hardware as two sides of the same coin. At the same time as the architecture of MB.OS, we are able to decouple them. This gives us great flexibility, actually in two aspects. The first relates to time. We are able to separate the software and hardware innovation cycles, and the second relates to scope. We can use one platform across our entire portfolio, from small cars to large vehicles. In our house, MB.OS has a technical foundation on the one hand and the luxury living space, Ola, you explained that, on the other. So let's start with the technical foundations and what they are made up of. So our chip-to-cloud architecture, our scalable proprietary platform, it enables us to decouple hardware and software. And it's designed to ensure safety and privacy. Ola, you said that. And to talk about this in detail, I would like to introduce my dear colleague, Magnus, the Chief Software Officer. And Magnus, you joined us in September 2021. And Magnus brings nearly 25 years of know-how in automotive software, from infotainment, telematics, satellite architecture, automatic driving, and I think way more than that. And I think you have already made your marks designing and being the architects of MB.OS. So Magnus, over to you and to the foundations.
Right. Thank you, Marcus. All right. So MB.OS is an entirely new approach for us here at Mercedes-Benz. It will speed up software and hardware development and allow constant flow of innovations into our vehicles. And that means a better product for our customers. So starting with our MMA platform, we will have our own standardized software and hardware base layers. So let's start with the hardware base layer, which is designed on a blank sheet of paper. So its architecture is service-oriented, and it contains the domain computers and the connectivity module, and they host all of the intelligent functions in the vehicle. The specification of each domain computer is precisely tailored to its functions and performance requirements, where the services are abstracted to the domain computers. The GPU of our infotainment computer can power more than 3 high-end gaming monitors. And the hardware architecture of our automated driving computer is capable of ASIL-D. So that failure rate is close to the flight control system of a commercial airplane. So beside these high-end computers, our architecture designs includes the controllers for exterior and interior driving and charging functions, as well as the connectivity module to the Mercedes-Benz Intelligent Cloud. So with this architecture, it gives us a deep integration of the vehicles and the central control of every sensor and actuator. So due to the standardization, it's scalable, right? It scales from compact cars to full-size cars, like Marcus just said. And at the same time, it decouples the innovation cycles of the MB.OS from the vehicle platforms. And of course, our hardware approach goes hand in hand with semiconductors. So as the architects of the MB.OS, we are deeply involved in all aspects of the chip strategy. It's completely different to the historical model of any OEM. So our infotainment and automated driving computers, they do have state-of-the-art high-performance SoC, like Jensen's and Ola just said. But also in the microcontroller space, we are maximizing standardizations while driving performance and efficiency. So we're able to cover more than 90% of our EE architecture with chip families from a very, very small number of suppliers. So with that, we have categorized all the chips and derived tailored strategies. So these strategies consider the future applications of the requirements, as well as the learnings from the chip crisis. Key elements are direct sourcing, long-term sourcing, and increased in-house development. So in the high-end computing cluster, we are driving even further engagement into the chiplet technology. So we see the potential of chiplets primarily in the energy efficiency, latency, bandwidth, and flexibility. And to maintain economics of scale, we recently became the first OEM to join the UCIe consortium. That is in order to push standardization for chiplet interconnects. This will be instrumental in setting industry standards for automotive for us, in particular those used in automated driving technology. So that was all about the base layer. Let's then take a look at the software base layer. Here, MB.OS also marks a radical step change. So we are leading its design and construction, maintaining overall control but using proven standards. So between the domain computers and the connectivity module, we use an Automotive Ethernet connection. So this is a high performance up to 10 gigabits per second. It enables full updatability of the entire MB.OS platform within minutes. So communication is based on vehicle APIs that are independent from our car lines, as I said, and it contributes to the scalability of MB.OS. So together, the building blocks of our software-based layer enable service-oriented communication for our applications, diagnostics, over-the-air updates, security functions, and across the entire MB.OS platform. So let me now guide you through the key principles of our software-based layer. And I'm going to use our infotainment computer as an example here. So starting at the bottom, the first sublayer contains the driver and security functions. These enable Ethernet communications as well as firmware and hypervisor that sits on top of the SoCs. On top of that, we're starting the operating system components. Here we're using open source Linux, and it gives us the development speed for new functions with a very robust rollout and capability options. On QNX, we run the safety-critical functions for the driver displays. And then we have AutoSAR Classics, which we jointly adapt with our partner Vector. So on top of that, we have the middleware layer. It's designed to enable flexible integration of features developed in-house, as well as third-party content, including regional heroes. To integrate apps then seamlessly on top, we are using Android container interfaces. It is especially relevant in markets where Android apps are increasingly popular, such as China. So I'm going to zoom out now for a moment and look at another building. This is the Mercedes-Benz Intelligent Cloud that Ola talked about. It is really the game changer with this new approach. The Mercedes-Benz Intelligent Cloud is a modular, connected service platform that opens up a world of new possibilities. And it's also the backbone of our software toolchain, right? Along the entire vehicle lifecycle, we're using this toolchain. So let's look at our cloud infrastructure, starting from the bottom. Today, we host our worldwide cloud solutions from hyperscalers, such as Microsoft Azure and Amazon AWS. In the future, our multi-cloud strategy will be complemented by partnership with Google GCP for the West and Tencent for China. So on top of these hyperscalers, we build a container-based microservices mesh platform using zero-trust concepts. It is made up of 4 layers, each with its own functions, which I'm not going to go into detail now. But what we do, though, we develop more than 80% of the software for the Mercedes-Benz Intelligent Cloud stack in-house. This gives us short release times for new features and an endless learning opportunity based on customers' usage. So owning the Mercedes-Benz Intelligent Cloud gives us the data, right? And this data gives us many, many benefits. One of them is the ability to perform targeted data collections and analytics to improve our products and services. It is how we leverage this data that is key to digital luxury. So by 2025, we will have access to data from more than 16 million cars, up from the 10 million that we're already hosting in the Mercedes Intelligent Cloud today. And because we own the system, we also have full transparency over the use of customers' relevant data. So with the Mercedes-Benz Privacy Center, the customer has full control of all the data, be it personalized or anonymized. So that is how we leverage data. Now, where and how are we doing all of this? Well, at the center of our development network is our electronic software hub in Sindelfingen. This is where we do all the integration, validation, and testing. So the electronic software hub was built to facilitate workflow and communication, super close to R&D, as well as our headquarter production experts. So from top to bottom, the process starts with the integration of software code, right? So the next level down, we interact directly in a virtual world before the physical hardware components are added. The lower floors then is where we then carry out complete mock-ups and vehicle testing. So the electronics hub, software hub is a highly efficient integration machine. It brings cost savings as well as help us leverage our global team. So, speaking of global, we are maximizing our software and hardware competence within our networks of hubs all over the world. Here in California, we emphasize on autonomous driving software as well as UI UX design and telematics. Tel Aviv, we have the expertise in cybersecurity, and in Asia, we really focus on our regional heroes and local content. So that runs up the foundation of the MB.OS house. So as the architects of the MB.OS, we control our service-oriented ship-to-cloud architecture. Are scalable, it's decoupled, it gives hardware the flexibility to live its separate life from software. So MB.OS is a proprietary platform built on standard. At the same time, we retain the sovereignty of all aspects of strategic importance. This includes management of our own data tree, as I said, as well as safety and privacy. And finally, we have the freedom to work with our partners of choice. So I'm going to hand back to Marcus soon to explain what this means to the living space. But first, to wake you up after my long speech here, let me give you a taste of what these great things have in store with this video. Enjoy.
I'm on my journey, a bright gleam, not a dream, echoing in the streets. My mind is a dam that stills the raging river of the world. No, my mind is a raging river that bursts every dam the world builds to stop it. My microphone is a blank page. My voice, full of optimism, set the stage. I'm in a movie in 1, 2, 3, 4D. Feels like Batman is sitting next to me. Strong ideas have a supernatural thing. Wear it like a second skin. Sometimes it needs a light bulb to switch up the plan in blue or green. Feel the breeze. I'm at ease. Quiet is mighty. On my journey, I'm in my car. I feel protected. 360, safe, never felt so powerful. I feel seen. I lift my eyes for a fine future. We'll watch birds fly high and yet stay grounded and teach trees about our roots. On my journey, things become talks and talks become music, and dreams never fade, only accumulate. I'll make a post to my mama with a letter, and I'll let her know, Mama, never have I been better. I'll live life like a mastermind, a creator. Distance won't stop me. I'll let the road navigate far away, follow fate in my car, on my journey to my future. By itself, it'll update. Pioneers are found. I shake the ground. Less obsolete, more absolute. People have potential to be powerful. In my car, on my journey to my future, I'll meet with brilliance, talk to millions, I'll rise and never stop trying, find the prospect far too igniting. Go to infinity and beyond, as they say. This is my future, and I'll reinvent it. Mama, every single day.
So all of this will make our house the most desirable in town, because the living space is where our customers can really feel the benefits of our vehicle functions across our 4 domains. So let me start with body and comfort, where we are creating a truly personalized luxury experience. To do that, we need control of all actuators and sensors, every single one. MB.OS gives us that. To assure you, this would not be possible with a third-party provider. With MB.OS, we are able to create a true multi-sensory experience by orchestrating all vehicle functions from video, motion, light, climate control, and even fragrance. The result can be a stunning, immersive entertainment experience. And those of you here with us today in Sunnyvale will have the chance to find out what that feels like in our demo vehicle outside. And I promise you, it will blow your mind. Another area where this overall control via MB.OS can benefit our customers is our energizing comfort and energizing coach. We are taking them to the next level by enabling connection to wearables. Our energizing app uses data such as heart rate, stress level, and sleep quality to recommend a personalized comfort program. Likewise, we can bring together comfort functions such as massage, active ambient lighting, and 4D surround sound for enhanced well-being. And if it is not enough, for added convenience, we can also offer a digital vehicle key for smartphones. Coming now to the broader domain of infotainment. And when it comes to automotive digital luxury, first-class route guidance remains absolutely a top priority. We have been driving innovation here for many years, providing our customers with the latest solutions. Today, we are announcing a major step forward. For almost everyone in North America and Europe, Google Maps is actually the go-to. So now we are bringing it into Mercedes vehicles. And our collaboration with Google in geo-positioning takes in-car navigation to a whole new level. It's a world first. We are reinventing the route guidance experience by bringing together the very best from automotive and tech sectors. So to talk more about this, I would like to welcome Thomas Kurian, the CEO of Google Cloud. Thomas.
Thank you.
Thomas, great to have you today with us here on stage. Actually, we are neighbors, right? For
Yes.
many, many years.
Yes.
And we did a couple projects over the last couple of years, but now we're taking it really to the next level. So
Thank you for having me. It's a privilege to be here and delighted with the collaboration we've had.
So you brought your team with you,
Yes.
and we're working with a team now for many, many months out, day and night actually. We're working on new products, and it was the target to create a new customer experience.
Exactly.
So we're talking about the new products, and let me start with the first one, Place Details by Google. So I would say POIs, but it's Place Details by Google. So can you tell us what this would offer to our customers?
You know, it represents every Mercedes car will now have the trusted, reliable information about 200 million places around the world. So if you're a driver, you can, one, find the place that you're looking for. If you are not totally comfortable that that's the place you want to be, you can look up a rating and review. If you drive up and you're a little bit trying to find it, you can see a photograph of the place. And it brings together the trusted information that so many people are comfortable with Google Maps, with the luxury experience that they have in a Mercedes vehicle. And most importantly, we're doing it right now, isn't it?
Yeah, just look at this video here, and that's the beauty of it. You don't have to wait. So our custom system is able just to incorporate this feature as we speak.
Exactly.
So, but that's not all. I mean, we're expanding our partnership, and the next step for us in the next years is to go to Google Navigation. And I think that's going to open up a whole new world of experience to our customers. And as we said, that's the trusted source in the Western world for our customers. And that's the move we're going to make. So what are the advantages there?
Well, you're our very first partner in this initiative. What we're doing is bringing the next phase of evolution of Google Maps platform with the amazing display and navigation experience in Mercedes vehicles. So think about somebody's driving and they want to find the most optimal route. They will be able to do that. If traffic conditions change, the car will automatically adjust and give them a better route to take. If they want to take information, for example, turn-by-turn instructions, they can do it with voice-assisted steering. If they're approaching a roundabout and they want to get guidance on how best to navigate the roundabout, the system will automatically help them by adjusting vehicular speed and things like that. So it's really taking the notion of place that we're starting with to now include all the information that a system like Google Maps can provide, but integrating it into the way that assisted driving can help people, and with the amazing display, providing very high-definition visualization as well. So we're super excited to have you as our very first global partner in this, and we think we can redefine how people experience the vehicle and also driving itself.
So as you said, it's a brand new product, and joining forces there to give luxury experience in navigation, but keeping the beautiful canvas that we offer in the car. So combining best of two worlds actually here. So then another way of collaboration is in your home field actually on Google Cloud and using data and AI to enhance driving and navigation in the future. So that's the next what we explore together. So can you tell us what we are doing there?
Well, a couple of things. One additional thing we're doing with you is bringing YouTube into your infotainment experience so that people can watch and experience all the amazing stuff that is uploaded every second of every day on YouTube. They experience it in Mercedes vehicles, something we're really thrilled about. More and more, as I listen to you talking about the vehicle, it's becoming more and more software-powered as well. And there's a lot of data, fleet data, coming off the vehicles. We're also thrilled to be bringing Google's AI and cloud technology to help you, one, build AI models faster. They can help you understand customers, driving experiences, et cetera, but also give the data platform for analysis and to look at vehicular data in a new way. These are all the next stages of evolution as you software power a vehicle. We want to be the partner giving you the platform to do all of this with. And so we're super excited. Our teams are thrilled to be working with your team. We think the combination of your strength in a premium luxury vehicle and our technology is a great promise in all these different areas, and we couldn't be more excited to be working with you.
So I couldn't explain that better. Thank you, Thomas. So I promised my team at home that we are virtually pressing a button now for our first product, which is Places. And that's exactly what's going to happen. I mean, they're flipping the switch now in Germany, and we're going to have this over-the-air download worldwide. And can you imagine that? It gives you goosebumps. So they're downloading, and all these little small Gs are dropping into the screens of our customers, and they will have the great service of Google Places now, literally today. So great to have you here.
Thank you so much.
And looking forward for our cooperation.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you've heard, this strategic partnership will definitely keep us at the forefront. So we will work with Google in those markets where they are dominant. That means North America, Europe, Australia, Japan, India, and others. For other key markets, we are working with regional heroes, for example, AMAP in China, and soon TMAP in Korea. So we are bringing the best real-time 3D graphics into our cars and combining navigation with stunning experience. So one example is the highly advanced technology from the Unity game engine. In China, we aim to deliver an enriched UI for automated driving, functions based on map data from AMAP. And this includes a fantastic lane-level map view, and soon it will be able to offer navigation-based system-initiated lane change. So I'm going to hand over to Magnus now to explain in more detail what MB.OS means for the other aspects of infotainment and experience. Magnus?
All right. Thank you, Marcus. So we are keeping UI at the forefront. The MB.UX Hyperscreen was just the beginning. So, for instance, a pillar-to-pillar one-piece displays, as shown in our Vision EQXX outside, will find its way into our series production vehicles. But UI is more than just displays. So our Hey Mercedes voice assistant is here a great example. Data shows that customers already interact with our Mercedes Me ID several times a day, and those figures are growing very, very fast. So MB.OS enables us to anonymize data from those interactions paired with AI to keep evolving this to create a more human-like conversation. That's why we're introducing Just Talk. This is a feature coming up in our next MB.UX. So when customers are alone in the car, they don't have to say, "Hey, Mercedes," to activate the voice assistance. We think that is going to be an amazing new natural experience with the car. So we also think of these touch points in our living space here, a bit like UI in our vehicles. So there are many, many partnerships that come into play to create the services and the features and the content that our people love. So that's why we invited A-list guests into our living space. So everything from video streaming, music, gaming, conferencing, and social media. And to do this, we're building a system that makes it fast and efficient to enable fresh content and third-party apps. And that we are doing by using what we call the MB.UX API for Android. This enables us to implement large number of Android-based apps very efficiently. So for example, we have a dedicated app offering to meet the China preferences. And in the Western market, our customers can look forward to a steady stream of new apps fueled by the Forvia group with the Faurecia Aptoid Automotive app platform, which is an independent Android app ecosystem. Our vehicles are already equipped with the best-in-class displays, such as the MB.UX Hyperscreen and rear seat entertainment. So our customers will have their favorite video content on this beautiful canvas wherever they are in the world. In China, we will offer regional-specific content via Tencent Video. And because entertainment and digital technology are extremely important in China, we are using our Abacus AI engine, which is a scenario-based AI integration platform. It provides an experience that is just right for China. This includes video recommendations and hot playlists on QQ Music. Across all markets, we are constantly improving our streaming offering with exciting new content. We will also upgrade our hardware situation with Amazon's Fire TV Stick for rear seat passengers starting this year as an add-on. And as you know, we have already integrated video content provider Sync with more than 400 titles and nearly 2,000 hours of runtime. So here's a short message from our Sync CEO, RJ.
Hi from LA, the epicenter of entertainment. I'm RJ, the founder and CEO of Zinc. Zinc's partnership with Mercedes-Benz has raised the bar on in-car entertainment and how users experience digital luxury.
What makes this so unique? A natively integrated interface to the world's best content and new innovations merging hardware and software to create cinematic in-car moments.
With this foundation, we've created the infrastructure necessary to generate new, untapped in-car revenue streams. The stage is now set, and as a result, we're excited to announce an incredible new media partnership very soon. So stay tuned, because we're just getting started.
So RJ, thank you for being here in person, and it's about content and speed of implementation, by the way. So just like video streaming, MB.OS will allow us to open a whole new world also of in-car gaming. We already offer mini games such as Tetris, Sudoku, and Pairs. But with end-stream platform of arcade games, our customers will soon have larger access to 1,500 classic games and 500 mini games, and there's more to come. We want to bring AAA gaming into our cars. And stay tuned, we have some news for you pretty soon. So speaking of tuning, our music collaboration with Dolby, Apple Music, and Universal Music Group is already bringing unmatched audio excellence. And we intend to introduce this unique feature to our entry segment too. In a first for Mercedes, we are bringing video conferencing into our vehicles, integrating the popular services of WebEx and Zoom. We intend to bring digital art into the car for the first time. Our mode for digital art will have a unique UI design tailored to the car, as well as customer preferences. And MB exhibition feature will enable customers to create their own private art gallery. They can choose their art, a collection curated by Mercedes-Benz. So what's more, with My NFT feature, we enable them to exhibit their own NFTs in the car. A great living space is somewhere you spend time doing the things you want to do. We feel the best way to give back time to our customers is through automated driving. So our driving assistance systems have evolved over many years because we focus on safety. Our latest level 2 development is the system-initiated automatic lane change feature for an even better highway experience. It starts this year in North America, followed by China. Further enhanced level 2 systems are in the pipeline. And we are at the forefront with our pioneering achievements in level 3 and level 4. We were the first manufacturer to put a level 3 system with internationally valid certification into serious production. In Germany, our level 3 drive pilot has been on the market since May of last year. This year, Drive Pilot received certification from the state of Nevada. And very soon, we expect California to certify it too. This generation of Drive Pilot enables conditionally automated driving at up to 60 kilometers per hour in Germany or 40 miles per hour in the US where allowed. We are working to increasing this using a step-by-step approach, with safety always at the first priority. Next year, we aim to increase speeds to approximately 90 kilometers per hour on German autobahns. That's roughly 55 miles per hour. And to achieve this, our sensing technology is based on multiple systems, including radar, cameras, LiDAR, and more. Redundancy of major components is an important factor here. And I should point out, we are not just working on automated driving for the road. We are also at the forefront of automated parking. Our intelligent park pilot is the world's first level 4 parking system. That's the current status. So now we're going to look at the important role of MB.OS in the future of automated driving of Mercedes-Benz. With our in-house competence, we have made great strides in software and hardware developments. But to expand the use cases for conditionally automated driving, we have to go from a rule-based approach of today to a machine learning approach in the future. For this, we turn to external partners with lots of experience in their field. A new generation of our level 3 system is already at an advanced stage. It has also been optimized for quick rollout in terms of markets and models. Our strong partner here is NVIDIA. I will hand over to Magnus for some further details. Magnus?
All right. Thank you, Marcus. So, a core feature of MB.OS is that it will enable lifetime learning powered by data, as I said previously. Our system will enable to learn on the road, taking advantage of our best-in-class sensor setup across the entire vehicle fleet. Our vehicles are able to collect up to 300 petabytes of data every year to further train our deep neural networks. And our adaptability in vehicle AI automatically chooses a fraction of this data that is the most useful to improving our software stack. It means our next generation automated driving will learn about and handle infrastructure changes and continue to improve throughout its life. So we are working on algorithms and software stack that will provide completely new driving and parking functions. This will be able to deal with the diversity of different geographics from Europe to China, US, and beyond. And they will continue to improve their performance, adapting to safe, human-like driving behaviors. And as Marcus said, We are working with a very strong partner to realize all of this. So to look at it in more detail, I'd like to welcome on stage Sarah Tarek.
How are you?
Head of Autonomous Driving Software at NVIDIA.
Thank you. My pleasure being here.
Great to have you here, right? So let's just get into talking about software architecture, because that is our passion. Both of us are sharing. So can you please elaborate on the architecture that we're now building together?
Sure. So we're building a full-stack AV platform that's everything from the OS to all of the middleware and the software on top that gives us the capability of doing advanced autonomy in all sorts of different ODDs. The key aim of our architecture is to create software that can comfortably but also safely drive our customers in their day-to-day commute all over the world.
That's an excellent point there on safety. So safety is a big concern. This has always been the forefront of Mercedes. So what are we doing really then to ensure safety in this new approach of machine learning?
Right. So like Jensen said, all of our architecture, from the hardware, the SoC, the OS, middleware, software, everything is built, certified, designed to be safety first. In addition, the state-of-the-art algorithms, the AI that we're running on top, it's built and trained not just to deal with the expected, the what should somebody do, but the unexpected, what could happen. In addition to this, we have a lot of monitors and redundancy algorithms that are checking inputs and outputs, making sure everything is going as expected. And again, like Jensen and Ola talked about before, we have the sensor suite that is redundant, right? Like cameras, radar, LiDAR, and 360 all around the vehicle. And this provides us with an extra level of security, safety, and the data that we are seeing from these sensors, up to a terabyte an hour per vehicle, we can also use offline to further harden our system.
Right. Now, speaking of data then, how exactly is the data, this immense amount of data that we're collecting from the sensors, actually then being used?
Right. So, data is the lifeblood of complex AI, right? The very first thing we do, all of these networks that we're running on our vehicle, everything from perception, understanding what's happening in the world, to predicting what people are going to be doing, to generating the automated maps that you were showing, all of that requires training with all of this data that we are seeing worldwide. And then the next step, we take all of this data and we create from it offline tests and metrics, everything we can do to ensure that anytime we're making an update to the software, we can test it offline against these scenarios even before you put it on the road.
Right. And to doing this at speed, simulation is a very, very key factor, right? So give an example of what we're simulating.
Right. So I just talked about using all of the sensor data to replay and test whatever we saw in the world. But actually, like we were discussing before, we are using Omniverse to also generate all sorts of new scenarios, a vast variety of scenarios that you could encounter in the world, everything from differences in weather conditions, locations, people's behavior, different scenarios. We can simulate all of that end-to-end synthetically. And we can also simulate the sorts of scenarios that you never want to see in real life, dangerous things, people sitting on the road and so forth. We can simulate them and we can test against them.
Okay, excellent.
And all of that is a focus on our safety.
Excellent. So conclusion, the more the system learns, the better it gets, right?
Exactly.
Okay, excellent. So as you see, the partnership with Mercedes-Benz and NVIDIA is already living up to its promises and has potential going forward is just huge, right? So with that, thank you very much, Sarah.
Thank
Glad
you.
to have you here. Thank
My
you.
pleasure.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah and Magnus, for this insight, actually. So starting with our new MMA platform, we are moving, as we said, from the rule-based approach to an AI-powered and data-driven approach. So together with our sensor setup, including redundancies, this enables us to meet the high demands of urban environments. And it will be augmented by a crowdsourced HD map to handle the most complex situations. The result will be an enhanced Level 2 system for automated driving. So we intend to progress towards point-to-point assisted driving, active lane changes based on navigation. And that includes the very start and the end of journeys where we plan to introduce new parking features. All of this calls for highly advanced technology and, of course, LiDAR technologies in combination with radar and cameras. So we are convinced that redundancy is the right approach for level 3 automated driving and beyond. By using the best-in-class LiDAR tech from Lumina, we can achieve high range for the smallest and see smallest objects with a low reflectivity. Dynamic steering of high resolution also allows us to focus on specific areas similar to the way human vision actually works. The sensor setup for our level 3 system will be even more comprehensive. We will have 2 times the compute performance of our level 2 system. There will be additional redundancy in sensing modalities, braking, steering, and power supply. So this will help us to ensure our high safety standards and customer satisfaction. So customers will be able to benefit from the level 3 system, automated system, at higher speeds. Our ultimate goal is 130 kilometers per hour, or around 80 miles per hour. So functionality will include automatic lane change and highway-to-highway transfer. We intend to roll out these features worldwide. So now I would like to invite Lumina CEO Austin Russell for some further discussions on the stage. Austin, please join me. Good to have you. Well, I like your shirt, Austin, already. So
got it going.
Austin, taking a short break from a, I think, very, very intense day of developing LiDARs.
Exactly.
So, Austin, we talked about the importance, and I talked about the importance of LiDAR for level 3 driving. How do you see that?
Yeah, I mean, LiDAR is definitely a critical part when it comes to autonomous driving more holistically. And the whole point is that, this LiDAR sends out, millions of pulses of this laser light out in the environment, knowing exactly how far away the objects are. It gives you a ground truth view of everything going on. And that accuracy and reliability makes all of the difference. 99% accuracy gets you so far, but when it all comes down to that last 1% for autonomous driving and understanding, the implications of what's around you, it makes all the difference to have that. And that's where I think it's great to be able to see, Mercedes take a lead just as, being at the pinnacle of performance and safety, on the car side, to be do that same strategy when it comes to autonomous driving and as well as assisted driving too.
Well, but when we met, it was not only about getting a LiDAR, right?
Right.
The best possible LiDAR, so we want to drive fast, maximum speed there, highest safety. So that's how we came together, right? Looking at your technology.
Absolutely.
And your technology is called Iris. And just explain what the Iris LiDAR is.
Yeah, absolutely. So this Iris LiDAR, basically you can see, actually, yeah, we have a blowout of it on here too. You can see it out on screen, even through the transceiver, through every aspect of it. We're actually delivering this next generation of the Iris technology, specifically to Mercedes here, starting out as a lead customer for this. That takes it even a step further in terms of functionality for performance and safety and capabilities. And the key is being able to now operate for autonomous driving functionality, not just for lower speeds, but also being able to move it to higher speeds, while at the same time being able to substantially improve the performance and safety around assisted driving systems concurrently. So that's the beauty. It's the same hardware that can help enable all of that. And of course, when in conjunction with the right compute systems like the NVIDIA systems and the software that they're doing to enable that, it makes all the difference.
And I think it's important. We work as a team here. So NVIDIA, Lumina, Mercedes, this is real teamwork, right? So,
absolutely.
And the whole name of the game is to scale also. So not only one car, we want to equip, of course, with LiDAR. We intend to do it really in a broad range of vehicles. So scalability is important. And again, it's not your first generation of LiDAR, it's the next generation of LiDAR. And the idea was to make it really, really slim.
Yes.
Have a nice fit to the cars, not to destroy. Gordon is here, our chief designer. Gordon, right? Not to destroy the nice beauty and aesthetics of the vehicle. So we're making it really, really slim, absolutely functional, and the idea is to scale it, right?
Absolutely, and I think that's the whole point around what we're doing together. It's one thing to be able to put it on, one flagship vehicle to be able to start out, but I think the key is that you guys have this bigger picture vision and accelerating that across the, as you said, a broad range of vehicle lines, and that makes all the difference. Because when it comes to safety and autonomy and making it accessible for everyone and all the customers, that makes all the difference. So we built this LiDAR and this architecture with scalability in mind from the ground up, designed for manufacturability. We built this to scale, starting off into millions of sensors and ultimately tens of millions of sensors with this next generation LiDAR architecture. So that's what makes all the difference there, to be able to scale alongside Mercedes here. And with that, we'll actually even be expanding our capacity and even building out a new facility in Asia to support the additional volume. So it's big.
So R&D is important, industrialization is important. That's all what we are caring for, right, as a team here.
Absolutely. So,
Austin, great to have you here on stage. Thanks for being here. Thank you.
Absolutely. Great to see you guys taking huge leadership.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have some energy left, we're going to the basically last domain, and the last domain is driving and charging, and that contains the system, all the actuators relating to the drivetrain. It includes, of course, the battery management. The combination of route guidance and range management is also very, very crucial to the user experience. The range assist function in our EQS is a good example of our approach. Having our own operating system actually allows us to access all vehicle data. For instance, state of charge, energy consumption, and so on. This would not be possible with a third-party system. By aggregating all available data, including environmental information, maybe such as wind speeds, we can achieve a whole new level of range prediction. And by integrating the charging infrastructure into range management, we can create a seamless first-class charging experience. Our global Mercedes-Benz high-power charging network, starting here this year in the US, is a perfect example. As we announced at CES in January, this will be one major step to globally supporting electrification. Our efforts were even acknowledged recently by the White House. So MB.OS will help ensure it's a fully connected service. So to sum it up, as the architects, we can report that our MB.OS build project is making excellent progress. Our living space is already well ahead of schedule. MB.OS gives us the freedom and scope to create a personalized luxury experience. With the right partnerships, we are providing our customers with the best content and navigation. So MB.OS can help us to retain our leadership in automated driving and ensure intelligent and seamless driving and charging. As Magnus said earlier, we have a strong foundation based on our service-oriented chip-to-cloud architecture. It is a highly scalable architecture and enables us to decouple software and hardware. MB.OS is a proprietary platform built on standards designed to ensure safety and privacy. It also gives us the maximum flexibility to work with our partners of choice. MB.OS is a game changer for the company and our products, but most importantly for our customers. In a moment, my colleague Britta Seeger will talk about the customer perspective in more detail. But first, we have something very special for you. You see, our latest generation of MB.UX is also a precursor to MB.OS. It already includes elements of the MB.OS architecture, and it brings our customers some fantastic new features. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to present to you the interior of our brand new E-Class. So isn't it a beauty? Intelligence and digital world are coming together. So earlier, we gave you a deep dive into our high-performance infotainment computer. And we have pulled it forward into the E-Class. A variant of it already runs interior systems such as infotainment, instrument cluster, and cameras. So this differs from previous approach of multiple control units in a car. It enables us to create an immersive entertainment experience that is more interactive than ever. Our new MB.OS API for Android compatibility layer in the E-Class makes it easy, right, to install third-party apps. It offers a far better user experience than with mirrored apps. For example, you can run a WebEx or a Zoom call while the car is parked. The centerpiece of the digital experience inside the new E-Class is our new MB.OS Superscreen. A large glass surface extends across the entire width of the vehicle. It seamlessly integrates a central touch display and passenger touchscreen. The new E-Class is a stunning combination of luxurious home and digital office. And many new features allow customers to create their very own personal space. For example, our routines feature is completely new in the car. It enables customers to configure their E-Class for their own everyday needs. You can create and edit a wide variety of routines on the main display. Lots of combinations are possible. For instance, switch on the heating and the ambient lighting to warm orange every time the cabin temperature is less than 12 degrees. Thanks to the over-the-air updates, the new E-Class and its MB.OS interface will get even smarter with time, unlocking more and more benefits for our customer. And on that note, Britta, the floor is yours. Please.
Marcus, thank you very much. Warm welcome from my side. So all of these digital developments that you've just shown have just been designed to fulfill a mutual goal we share with our customer, which is creating the best experience in our living space. So our goal is to build a house where our customers can truly feel at home in, with software-enabled upgrades that are continuously evolving over time. Our customers can fully adapt their Mercedes-Benz living space to their needs. In everything we do, our focus is on making the Mercedes-Benz digital house easily accessible, where our customers love to stay. So let's have a look.
Hey, are you in control of your life? Take control of your car too. Mercedes-Benz digital extras make everything about owning a Mercedes as luxurious as driving one. Send your destination to your car and let navigation with augmented reality guide you there. Wow, now that's augmented. Mercedes-Benz helps you avoid traffic, find charging stations, parking spots, and even your car. And it pays your gas bills and parking for you. Now, isn't that helpful? It makes your life more chill, more fun, and more safe. That's Digital Extras by Mercedes-Benz.
So when we ask customers about the importance of digital services, more than 80% said digital extras are very important. And that's reflected across all markets and all demographics. So the digital extras play a fundamental role in the decision to purchase a car. And our customers have high expectations about their Mercedes-Benz digital experience. They want it to be simple, intuitive, and functional. And how do we know this? I mean, by utilizing data-driven feedback in a real time with over 5 billion data points per year. And this is how we gain a better understanding of how our customers use our products. Moreover, they expect their vehicles to be always up to date thanks to regular over-the-air updates. And the Mercedes Me ID is both the basis of our house and the key to accessing the Mercedes-Benz living space. It is a unique customer ID that gives us a strong and direct connection with our customers. Easily accessible means just a few clicks. After registering for Mercedes Me ID, you need to accept our terms of use, enter your PIN, and activate the services. So our customers have the choice of which services they want to use and of which data they want to share. Personal settings and profiles gives customer a high level of individualization. And as mentioned before, privacy by design means privacy and data protection are prime focuses. We already have a strong customer base, which we are building upon to further expand and improve our offers. So Mercedes Me is currently live in 50 markets. In total, that represents a network of more than 10 million connected cars worldwide. As mentioned already, by 2025, we aim to expand to over 65 markets, and our fleet of connected cars will grow to more than 16 million. That would represent 60% growth in only 2 years. With over 15 million downloads since its launch, our customers love using the Mercedes Me app, making it the best-rated app in the industry with 4.8 stars. On top of great customer feedback, J.D. Power also awarded us as having the best app among automotive OEMs. The app offers far more functionalities than just remote control. It's also a tool for communication and other customer engagement and sales. So looking at sales, we had 60% of 1.5 million Mercedes Me Store purchases last year already made via the app, which means an increase of 87% compared to the previous year. So our customers enjoy the high flexibility in choosing how, when, and where they want to access the Mercedes Me Store, whether via the smartphone, app, or our web store, or even directly in car. Our customers have easy access to our stores. In-car purchases are just as easy using the Mercedes Pay fingerprint feature. And we are simplifying the customer journey even further with our Mercedes Virtual Assistant. Leveraging the latest conversational AI capabilities within the Azure OpenAI service, we are able to deliver best-in-class customer service along the entire digital customer journey, starting the end of March 2023. However, any store can only be successful if it provides great offers. And as you just saw in Marcus and Magnus' presentations, we have already a lot of great features today. For example, within our entertainment portfolio, our customers can enjoy the most popular streaming services such as Apple Music, Spotify, or Amazon Music. And we are well aware that local services are highly popular, which is why we offer entertainment features that are tailored to local and regional markets. So, for example, Tencent Video, QQ Music, and Himalaya are market-specific offers in China. Additionally, we're the first car maker that has integrated Sync in-car video streaming, giving our customers a growing selection of movies, TV series, and more to choose from, as we just heard. And of course, Sync also offers the regional content. Sync will also be available as an over-the-air update for selected models later in 2023. And that's just the start of where we're going with entertainment. On top of that, Guard 360 includes services that enable the remote protection and monitoring of your car. These were just a few examples of our wide range of attractive and exciting software-enabled upgrades. We have continuously expanded our offers to date, including remote, navigation, and entertainment products and services. These product selection will continue to grow, but what we offer won't grow in complexity. We are giving customers a simple, intuitive, and transparent experience. So starting with the launch of MB.OS, we will unite all our digital extras into one single package called MB Connect. For maximum ease, a generous data plan and regular over-the-air updates are also included. We'll offer flexible contract options, so customers can choose to activate their MB Connect subscription at the time of purchase or at any later date. In the MB Connect environment, we anticipate greater than 80% customer retention for vehicles in the 1 to 6 year age. In addition to MB Connect, we will expand our offer for charging and automated driving with MB Charge and MB Drive. Let's first have a look at what we offer with MB Charge. With 3 MB Charge packages, our European customers can currently choose from flexible, transparent, and attractive offers depending on how much they drive. And according to our forecast, we expect more than 80% of all customers to use one of these 3 MB Charge packages in the future. MB Drive will incorporate assisted driving, enhanced assisted driving, and conditionally automated driving. It's expected to become our largest revenue driver in the software-enabled environment. We have set ourselves ambitious targets. So starting with our MMA platform, we aim to make all new models hardware-ready to enable assisted driving or enhanced assisted driving functionalities. Selected models can even be ordered with conditionally automated driving with a fixed-term contract from the factory. All driving levels will be continuously improved via over-the-air updates, as it has been illustrated. As we've mentioned earlier, our connected car park is forecasted to grow by 60% in the next 3 years. This will have a huge impact on our software-enabled revenue. In 2022, digital extras generated revenue of more than 1 billion euros. MB Connect features comprised the largest software-enabled revenue share in last year. By 2025, we are targeting more than 2 billion euros from our connected car park. In addition, automated driving functions are expected to emerge as our largest software-enabled revenue driver by 2030. And the digital transformation in sales and marketing goes even beyond. So, as outlined, software-enabled upgrades are an important pillar for us and for our customers. The online to offline experience is essential to a growing e-commerce environment. And the fast rollout of our direct sales model will strengthen our overall customer interaction. As of now, we already have 7 markets, with the UK having gone live January 2023, and 3 more markets to come later this year. As a consequence, we are working on optimizing our retail footprint to be ready and effective for the future. All of this will make quite an important impact on our future business. And with this, I will hand it over to Harald, who will give us an outlook on the key financial aspects. Harald, thank you.
Yeah, hello and welcome from my side. You have seen 3 packages for our software-enabled upgrades. In Britta's part, the MB Connect, the MB Charge, and the MB Drive. I will now dive a bit deeper into the revenues from MB Connect and MB Drive. I will not talk about MB Charge today, since majority of MB Charge is part of a separate unit within the recently announced high-power charging network. We will talk about that at a later point in time. First, let me talk about MB Connect. Today, we have already great features available generating software-enabled revenues such as navigation services, online map updates, live traffic, vehicle monitoring system. Most of today's features are embedded in our vehicle sales and margins. The customer sees the benefit, and the pricing is embedded in the overall vehicle with finite durations. With these embedded mean revenues, we think we have achieved approximately a bit over 1 billion revenues in 2022. These revenues grow slightly, but are very stable over the years, with decent margins embedded in vehicles' margins and revenue. Now, there are great things coming on top. For example, music and video streaming like Sync, features like WebEx and Zoom, or on-demand like Dashcam or MB.OS augmented reality. On top revenues, we will offer both ways, as initial vehicle factory sales and as store sales. In case the customer chooses factory sales, features come with different durations ranging from months up to several years. At the same time, any point thereafter, we offer it as one-time purchase or subscription with renewal options as the so-called store sales, e.g. as monthly subscription. These features have a price tag and can generate recurring revenues over life cycle. We think these features are very attractive and offer substantial benefit to the customer. So the customer does not want to miss them. That's why we expect a high take rate when the vehicle is sold from the factory, with a high renewal rate in the following years. Main part of these features starts with MMA and keeps growing with MB.OS. We expect with the on top to generate less than 1 billion revenues by the mid of the decade and more than 1 billion of annual revenues in the second half of the decade. We also expect healthy margins on these. It remains to be seen, however, which way the majority of customers prefer, the purchase via factory or the purchase via store. Both is fine for us. I said it before, if customers choose factory sales, it is part of the vehicle profit. Only if they choose to buy them later, it will be incremental profit, such as profits from subscription schemes. But the customer behavior is probably a bit difficult to predict at this stage. So MB Connect, we think that total revenues out of embedded and on top will add up to more than 2 billion in the second half of the decade. Now let's have a look at the MB Drive and our partner for that. Before we look at the revenues of MB Drive, let me walk you through the business model with NVIDIA. We have entered the partnership with NVIDIA because we're convinced this is an intelligent and an economically efficient way to deliver world-class ADAS capability. We joined forces with an extraordinary capability technical partner, while at Mercedes, we're already leaders in ADAS, as our L3 Drive pilot attests. With NVIDIA, we have access to software development, AI, and processing skills that will take us to the next level, as Markus, Magnus, and Jensen explained already. We're happy to have them as a trusted partner in a win-win relationship. NVIDIA puts focus on AD-based software, software updates, and SoC integration, as well as the backend of the system. We put focus on vehicle integration, application development, and vehicle equipment. Two powerhouses with different roles joining forces and thereby speeding up development times. By that, both of us enjoy financial benefits of the cooperation in a fair and a balanced way, giving us a profitable ADAS business. How does it work? Each partner bears its own costs and investments. NVIDIA has a majority of upfront investments, especially on the R&D side. We equip the vehicles with our level 2 and level 2 only features and carry the respective hardware costs, including favorable SoC pricings from NVIDIA. Due to the high attractiveness, we assume a high take rate for these features. In the end, we, as Mercedes, generate 100% net sales and share roughly half of it with NVIDIA, depending on the region. Even by doing so, we still expect a decent contribution margin from this business, but lower than the one on our MB Connect. However, L3 features are only available on demand, meaning only as an option. Therefore, we have no risk in terms of take rates. So you see, this is an intelligent and equitable partnership. So what does that mean for our MB Drive revenues? The structure of these revenues depends on what the customer chooses. So it depends whether they go for factory or store purchases. Clearly, we expect it to ramp up with MMA and later MB.EA to a low single-digit billion euro figure by the mid of the decade. However, with the scaling of the portfolio, we expect this to grow to a mid-single-digit billion revenue figure later in the decade. Depending on the customer choice, factory or store sales, the results will be visible as part of either our vehicle margin or separately as subscription proceeds. Now, let's have a look at both together, MB Connect and MB Drive revenues. First, we have the embedded revenues with around 1 billion euro in 2022. Second, we have the MB Connect revenues coming on top. And third, the MB Drive revenues. All in all, we expect roughly a low to mid single-digit billion euro figure by the mid of the decade. This we expect to evolve to a high single-digit billion figure by the end of the decade. On EBIT, when looking at the mid of the decade and what we have in our embedded, Connect, and Drive, we expect definitely more than 1 billion euro EBIT in 2025 altogether. However, as I also mentioned before, at current point in time, we can't say if we will see it as part of our vehicle sales or separately. It depends on customer preferences. With all of these things I said before, we expect these amounts to grow further in the years ahead. We are on track versus our 2025 target, and all of the above is already part of our profit tables and weather chart ambitions. What are we doing in the invest side? We rebuild our house within the financial framing we gave ourselves. Therefore, the investment needed for the transformation are given priority. Looking at our RD investments now, we see a significant step up and an increased share of EV and software-related spending. The RD cash spending for our MB.OS software and corresponding hardware is at a run rate of roughly 1 to 2 billion euro a year. This investment is for our Mercedes-Benz operating system, where the largest amount is accounted for in the infotainment and in the ADAS integration. We plan to increase the software share to around 25% of our R&D investment by the mid of the decade. At the same time, we reduce the investment in ICE, as any new platform development will be BEV only. Total invest of R&D and industrial capex will be reduced by 20% versus 2019 by the mid of the decade as planned, but don't nail me down whether it is 2025 or 2026. Let me summarize it. We don't tell you fantastic stories how software-enabled revenues will reshape the business model completely. We just told you something more prudent, but not less important. We are focused on one thing: offering the world's most sophisticated way to move from A to B. Combining luxury and tech is the main part of the Mercedes sophistication and a key element to spark desire. It supports our luxury position of the brand and the respective pricing of the vehicles. We create outstanding features, making our products even more attractive. Thereby, MB.OS is an important enabler for our strategy as well as for our margin ambition. MB.OS supports pricing and margin, and yes, it has a potential for additional revenues and margins. At the same time, we're doing it within existing envelopes in a fair risk-reward sharing model. But maybe, Ola, you see even a bit more potential in it than me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Harold. We have now come to the conclusion of this presentation, and I just want to sum up some of the insights from our point of view. What is this all about? I started with talking about it is about our strategy, our ambition to build the world's most desirable cars. But what we have seen today with MB.OS is really an opportunity. It's an opportunity to create outstanding products, create stickiness with Mercedes, create revenue opportunities, and it goes beyond the product and the product sphere. It also gives us a chance to improve the cost situation, productivity, speed, time to market on the enterprise side. Our conviction is software is a core competence for a car company. It's a core competence for a car company. And we are building this core competence and have been building it over several years now. But we're also realists. You cannot do everything yourself, nor should you do everything yourself. It would not be the quickest and not the most cost-efficient way of implementing a complicated system like MB.OS. So we partner, and we partner with the best. If we get that right, what are we really doing? We are future-proofing the valuable real estate of our vehicle. The interface, the one-to-one connection with our customer. And that is then underpinning the revenue opportunity that Harold was talking about. So that's what it's all about. That is MB.OS in a nutshell. But I would like to mention the last piece, and no pressure here, Marcus and Magnus, but now we have to deliver. I know we have the E-Class that is coming this year, and it was no small feat to get that up and running. But we have to deliver this whole thing. So we are now laser focused in the next 18, 24 months to get this journey to its 1.0 stage with the MMA architecture that we will present towards the end of 2024 and go into the market in 2025. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming today. And this is just the beginning of a journey. Thank you very much.